tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. Last week we talked about homosexuality. I think that is very important for nowadays, and we should know it. Even today, there is a news in the BBC News. Indian Supreme Court, so they legalize same-sex, the gay, sexual relationship is no longer be a criminal offense, right? So I think that many people, especially many countries, so they are trying to change their opinion, right? Then, especially they are changing the law. 3 days ago, there is news that 2 Malaysian ladies were caned because of the lesbian sexual relationship. So by the way, if my speech is very rude, then I want to apologize because I think I need to use some very I need to use some word, right? That might be a little bit if my speech is not very polite, not because of my intention, right? But because of my English. So 3 days ago, 2 Malaysian ladies, they were punished with by slashing under the Sharia law. So actually, the Malaysian Prime Minister said that it is too harsh, right? And he showed his compassion and sympathy. So anyway, I think a lot of issues. So as you all know that India, a lot of conservative religions and a lot of the traditions are very conservative. I will say that. But even though now today they change their law, right? So the gay sexual intercourse among the gays is not a criminal case anymore, right? So I think that as a Buddhist, we should know our standpoint, right? So actually we have learned previous week. Number 1, under the law of karma, everyone is the same, whether you are gay or lesbians, or whether you are male or female, whether you are monk or lay person. Under the law of karma, everything is the same. Everyone is the same, right? So whoever do unwholesome actions, so they will have to reap their unwholesome result, right? If someone is doing wholesome things, and so they will have the benefit of wholesome actions. So under the law of karma, here karma means actions, right? So we decide based on actions. Number 1. And number 2 is under the nature of enlightenment. So everyone has entitled or potential to attain enlightenment. So Mahayana, they use beautiful term, Buddha Bija, right? So everyone has the seat of enlightenment or the seat of the Buddha. So under the nature of enlightenment, so everyone is the same, right? We don't have no discriminations. So I think it's very important. So these are, I think, 2 main points that we can quote as a Buddhist, right? So one of the students sent a email and show his opinion regarding with the homosexualities. So I think very beautiful. Number one, and I think she or I don't know he or she. So she said that. Sorry if I'm wrong. So she said that we have been undergoing a lot of uncountable life, right? Incalculable life. So within I want to say, through the samsara, so we have been women sometimes, and we have been men, and we have been animals, even the animals, right? So so even though in this life, even though they were born as a gay or lesbian, we can have a sympathy toward them, right? So another interesting one, she said that is the nature of emptiness. Very beautiful, right? Under the law of emptiness, shunyata or shunyata, right? This is called it. Sorry? Shunyata. In Pali, shunyata. Emptiness, right? So everyone is the same, right? Actually here, we must understand what is shunyata according to Theravada or according to early Buddhism. Shunyata means there's no women, there's no man, there's only mind and matter, right? Nama rupa, there's only nama rupa. Other than that, there's no you, there's no I, there's no man, there's no devotee, right? There's no male, there's no female, and there's no lesbian or gay, right? So under the nature of shunyata or emptiness, so everyone is the same. So we possess only nama rupa, right? So actually, in previous week, we talk about Sanyoga Soda, right? Sanyoga Soda. So in that soda, the Buddha talk about attachment and detachment, or a female and male, right? As a female, normally they have attachment. They look at inside their femininity and their appearance. They have attachment, right? And because of that, they also have attachment outside, a different opposite sex, right? So in the case of male or a man, the same thing, right? Normally it's a normal case. But in the case of homosexual people, actually, even though actually they think themselves differently, right? Differently. So anyway, so if we look at under the light or in light emptiness, everyone is the same, right? So there's no gay, no man, no woman. There's only nama rupa, right? Nama rupa. Actually, here I want to compare emptiness with what we are learning in Abhidhamma Paramattha, ultimate truth, right? The ultimate level. So there is no beings, right? There's no man, no women, no man, no devotees. The ultimate level. So that we use as a paramattha, right? The ultimate truth. So if we look at in that ultimate truth level, so there's no point to check people, right? According to their name, their labels, right? But of course, we have a conventional label, right? So for the convenience sake, so we have to give the name, right? We have to remember. But if you want to become Sotapanna, if you want to attain enlightenment, you have to transcend that view. So that is, in Pali we call it Sakkaya Deity, self-identity view. So normally we identify ourselves as a male, a female, a woman, and man, right? We identify ourselves as a gay, or lesbians, right? As long as you have that identity view, Sakkaya deity, you cannot attain enlightenment, right? So therefore, we have a two label, right? As a Buddhist, we have a two label. The first one, under the law of karma or action, we decide based on action. We do not decide based on sexual orientations, right? Wherever you are, as long as you're doing good, it's okay, right? Whether you're male or female, heterosexual or homosexual, it doesn't matter. So we look at based on your actions, your karma, right? That is the first level. Actually, second level is quite clear. If we look at under the nature of enlightenment or the nature of emptiness, everyone is the same. We have only nama rupa, right? Material and material form and immaterial, right? Nama rupa. But even the Buddhism, we have especially most of the conservative Buddhists, so they believe that homosexual relationship is a type of sexual misconduct, right? But in the Suttas, in the Nikayas, in the Pali Canon, there is no mention about that, right? Then we can understand that it's not teachings of the Buddha. Sexual relationship, even between same sex, right? It is not a sexual misconduct. So here, even the science, they cannot decide clearly whether gay or homosexual people, they were born genetically or with the gay, they call it gay genes, right? Gay genes. They do not know yet. They do not decide yet, right? But of course, some said that it is genetically they were born as a gay, right? As the homosexuals. So if they were born biologically or genetically as a gay or as a homosexuals, so it is fair for them, right? It is fair for them to have a sexual partner. So whatever sexual partner they have, right? If they stay to one person, stay okay, right? Stay okay. But of course, it is not a natural sexual relationship. But it is fair for them, right? If they were born as with a gay gene, right? Or genetically, it is fair for them to have a sexual partner. But they must be faithful, sincere, and love their partner. So, if a gay people or anyone who have a lot of sexual partners, we can call it sexual misconduct, right? Sexual misconduct. Even among the married men and women, the girlfriend and boyfriend, right? So if they have a relationship as a girlfriend and boyfriend, right? So they don't have any affair with other people. So this is a ethical contact, right? Ethical contact. Another one is many propose that the homosexuality is not inborn, so it is nurture because of the environment, the impact of environment, and because of the sexual abuse, so that encounter when they are early life, right? Because of that, they became homosexuals. So if they became gay or lesbian because of the environment, so I think they should try to change, right? They should try to change. Even they cannot change their sexual orientations, Buddhism can practice sympathy and compassion even toward those people, right? Even toward those people. So I think that is the Buddhist point of view. So another important thing I want to bring today is that in the Vinaya Pitaka, so two evidences that one of the monks, one of the bhikkhus, so he became a woman. You know, he was ordained as a monk, but his sex organ it changed to women. So this was reported to the Buddha, and the Buddha said that. Then you go to nunnery, bhikkhuni monasteries, and you can count. You are the year of manhood as a bhikkhuni, right? Suppose that monk who converted to, who became a woman, right? So have been for 5 years as a bhikkhu. Then she have to go and stay at the nunnery together with the nuns because she no longer be a bhikkhu, right? Bhikkhu. And the Buddha is, so here we can learn that the Buddha, you know, the Buddha patience and tolerate, the Buddha tolerate and understanding, right? Understanding. Another case is the bhikkhuni, and she became a man, right? So has organ change to man. The same thing. So the Buddha give instruction, so she can come and stay at the monasteries, and as a bhikkhu, right? As a bhikkhu. So yeah, I think the beautiful things in the Buddha, you know, practice tolerance and also understanding, right? So as a conservative monks, so they normally point out one sources, one definition from the commentaries. The commentary of Cakkapala Narasota, Digha Nikaya, where is he? So they normally point out, they normally quote the commentary of Cakkapala Narasota, Digha Nikaya, Sutta number 26. So in that Sutta, 3 terms are mentioned: Adhamaraga, and Visamalobha, and Maichadhamma. So in that commentaries. So the commentary mentioned that Adhamaraga, how to say, is unrighteous lust to our own mother. As a daughter, so unrighteous lust to her father, right? Like this. And to our uncle, auntie, like this. Attachment to sexual urge to mother, father, auntie, uncle, like this, right? The commentary mentioned like this. Then regarding with the Visamalobha, unrighteous greed, right? So attachment to things that you do not belong to, right? So regarding with the Maichadhamma, actually I write down here. You can look at Morris Walsh translation, Digha Nikaya, Sutta number 26, note number 795. So the Morris Walsh talk about the interpretation of commentaries, right? But in his case, he just translate as a Maichadhamma as a deviant practices. So actually, I think we should simply translate as a Maichami and righteous or wrong. The Dhamma means or practice, right? Practice. So we simply translate as like this. But the commentary mentioned that this is a sexual relationship between two men and sexual relationship between two gays, right? Two gays, two women. So that is what commentary said. But the same term is used in the Anguttara Nikaya. The commentary of Anguttara Nikaya interpret different way. So actually two commentary doesn't match, right? So different commentator, they interpret differently. Actually, if you want to know the commentary of Anguttara Nikaya, you can see Anguttara Nikaya note 414. 414. So actually, the commentary of Anguttara Nikaya just mentioned that Miccha Dhamma is the unrighteous attachment, the possession that you do not belong to. So there's no mention about sexual relationship between two men and two gays, right? So here, what I want to point out is very important. The conservative monks, actually most of the conservative monks from Theravada countries, not only Theravada countries, but also most of the countries, most of the Buddhist monks, Mahayana and Tibetan monks or Theravada monks. So they normally interpret homosexuality as a sexual misconduct. I think it is not in according with early Buddhism, in according with the suttas, right? There's no mention about homosexuality as a sexual misconduct, right? So as I earlier said that if they were born with the gay genes biologically, and they have the right to have a sexual partner, whether same sex partner or opposite sex partner, it doesn't matter, I think. But have to stick to one partner, faithfully and sincerely. But if gays or lesbians, if they have so many partners and indulging in sensual pleasures, it is sexual misconduct, right? Even they cannot change their instincts, their sexual orientations. So we can practice our compassion and sympathy toward them, right? Toward them. So we can check based on two logic, two teachings of the Buddha. Under the action or karma, everyone is the same. Under the nature of enlightenment, or under the law of emptiness, or under the nature of ultimate truth, right? Everyone is the same. There's only mind and matter, right? Nama rupa, that's all. Everyone have potency or potential to attain enlightenment, right? Actually, I'm not endorsing this is good. Actually, of course, it is not natural one. It's not good. It's not good. But under the light of Buddhist moral principle, and we can check, right? We can still accept it, right? We can still accept it. Okay. Any other discussion? More discussion?
Bhante, the question of having homosexual or the same sex, I think a lot of them against it is greatly influenced by the society, by the institution. For example, in the law they pass, men and men having sex is called unnatural sex. Unnatural or carnal sex is basically against the law. So when people start to interpret that,
Actually, here I think the law it is influenced colonial law.
Yes, correct.
Mostly the England
Yes.
and colonial country like in France, they
Right.
come to Asia and they occupy the whole world.
All right.
And they lay down the rule, right?
Yes, you are right.
I say there is the influence of the colonial laws.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. But then the thing is that you see, all these law against is influenced by Christianity.
Yeah, of course.
So they have it that. But now the problem here is
Not
that.
only Christianity, we can say that monotheist religions, right?
Right. So
The religion who believe the God.
Correct. Now we have read that even we interpret that as it's okay, basically in the eyes of the Lord it's not okay.
Okay.
So we have to take note of that. You see. So maybe when we make such statement, we may have to qualify it under that. Rather than you put it's okay, and then you okay. Oh no, it's not, because under wherever it is, nobody is against the law. Nobody is above the law.
Yeah.
Right. So very interesting thing. I think it's good we qualify it. So there won't be any misinterpretation on that. So we know that it's a translation, towards that. So anyway, whatever is, I think what we do, we make a qualification for that to safeguard ourselves. That's very important.
But here we have to differentiate between the social vice or social known and ethical known, right? So we are talking about based on ethical known, right? So regarding with the social impact, so we will leave to the society, right? To the society. Okay, what do you say? Okay. Question.
Good evening, Bhante.
Okay.
I'm just curious to find out what is the Burmese take on on homosexuality. Like, how does the Burmese society react to homosexuals in Myanmar? Because if you look at Thailand, the way I see it, like, homosexuals seem to live happily side by side with Buddhism. Because, I mean, we know that Thailand is a Buddhist country.
Yeah.
And yet, there are, a lot of people with that homosexual leanings in Thailand. And I think the people in Thailand are pretty tolerant. So I'm just curious to find out about the Burmese reaction to homosexuals.
Yeah, actually the Thailand and Burmese, they are almost the same, because so both countries the majority of people in both countries are Buddhists, right? So under the influence of the Buddhist moral principle, I would say they're Buddhist tolerant, right? Even though they do not like it, they will stay not much aggressive. But of course, nowadays, more and more open, because they influenced by the, the global impact of the discussions on the LGBT. But most of the people in Burma, so they have a negative view on that, including Buddhist monks. Actually, it's really more Buddhist monks. They will object. They will not like it. They normally quote the commentary explanation from Digha Cakkapala Narasota. So the commentary explanation clearly said that Miccha Dhamma is sexual intercourse between two men and sexual intercourse between two women. So they normally quote that one. Quoting that expression, so they normally object. So mostly they have a negative point of view, right? Another one is, so therefore need to look at according to suttas, right? So as I earlier said that there's no mention about sexual, no mention that homosexuality is not a homosexuality is sexual misconduct. There's no mention in the suttas. Most importantly, the commentary of Anguttara Nikaya interpret the same term a different way. So the commentary of Digha Nikaya interpret the term different way, right? So even among the commentators, different view, right? Different view. So that means we have to give the priority to the Sutta view, right? Teachings of the Buddha give the priority, the first place, the Suttas. So actually we have discussed about this. Regarding with the most of the population in Myanmar, they are not ready to accept, right, this view. So as I previous week I said that there is a very handsome gay in Myanmar. Is just like a very very beautiful body. Later people find out that he is a gay. So and he openly expressed his life. Then when I look at all the comments, maybe 2/3 of all the comments say negatively. So I think they are not ready yet. But so at their bodies, they are not too aggressive. I think if we tell them the teachings of the Buddha with a lot of the facts, I think they will agree that. Not like the believer of monotheistic religion, right? So we can practice tolerance, right? Okay.
Bhante, we visited Myanmar several times. There is a temple monastery with a declining Buddha. The face looked very feminine. Can you remember that?
Sorry?
So you can a statue, of declining Buddha.
Yeah.
The face looked very, very feminine.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So we have that. So how does that come about in the Burmese society?
Oh, the face of the Buddha, right? Yeah. I also do not like. Normally they paint the red color here because they are trying to follow the commentary expression of the Buddha's appearance, right? So it became different. Because you all know that the commentary explained that the Buddha lip is too red, just like a ruby, right? Just like a ruby. So they follow that interpretation, right? So actually, for that reason, I very often said that the commentary literatures are purely the view of Theravada, right? The teachings of the Buddha in the early Nikayas are real Buddhism, right? We call it early Buddhism, right? So we have to differentiate in this way. But in Myanmar, especially most of the monks in Myanmar, so they literally take all the commentary literatures. If commentary literature say number one, they will take it number one. No objection. If you object, they will say you are major deity. You have a wrong view. They will say that you are. I think if they hear what I'm talking right now, they will say that I'm a non-believer. I'm not a Buddhist. So therefore, I think very important. Okay, I think clear for the Buddhist point of view, right? So the Buddhism just depend on the law of karma, right? Even number one level, I think quite clear, right? Number two, clear. Under the law of enlightenment, or emptiness, or ultimate truth, there is only nama rupa, right? So we do not differentiate. So to attain enlightenment, we have to transcend our self-identity view, right? We identify ourselves as a man, as a woman, as a gay or lesbian, right? So as long as we cannot transcend or overcome that Sakaya deity or self-identity view, and we cannot attain enlightenment, right? Okay, so I think it's more than enough, I think. last week we talked about this one a little bit. Leading is celibate life, right? As a Buddhist monk, right? As a Buddhist monk. So this is from Samanyaphala Sutta, Digha Nikaya Sutta number 2, right? So I have given the translation of Samanyaphala Sutta, this Sutta, right? I think you have to keep it all the time. Even next year, we will use that translation of that Sutta, right? So this is from that Sutta. The Buddha is talking for the monks. Having abandoned in celibacy, he lead the holy life for celibacy. We call it in Pali, Brahmacariya. Later I will explain the term. He dwells aloof from women. Actually, there's no mention about women, but aloof, right? Stay away from women. And abstain from the vulgar practice of sexual intercourse. But here, not only sexual intercourse, but also any type of sexual relationship, right? Even stay away from women, right? Let's say if you want to lead a celibate life, right? Celibate life. So this is for monks. So for that reason, as a Buddhist monk, there's no any type of sexual relationship. So as a lay person, you are perfectly all right to have a sexual relationship with your partner, with your husband, with your wife, a girlfriend or boyfriend, right? So perfectly all right. As a member of Sangha community, as a monks and nuns, it is a must to practice total restraints of sexual activities, particularly sexual intercourse, right? So most of the Christian priests also, right? So they do not have any wife, right? They don't have a sexual intercourse. For that reason, one of the scholars from United States, he said that monastic system and also the lifetime of a monk in the Christianity is contributed by Buddhist, right? Actually, I mentioned earlier, I don't know whether here or somewhere, right? So we Buddhists contributed monastic system for the Christian and also the life of a monastery, right? For that reason, they are not getting married, following the Buddhist monk, right? Not taught by me, taught by a well-known professor from Berkeley University, from I forgot his name. But we Buddhists also borrow from the West. We borrow Buddha statue. There's no Buddha statue at the time of the Buddha, right? The Buddha also may not like it. But nowadays, Buddhists, they like a lot of statues, right? They keep a lot of statues in their house, right? For that reason, one of the well-known Buddhist monks in Myanmar, who wrote a lot of books, who wrote Abhidhamma in Daily Life, and also who wrote many books. He preferred to keep only one Buddha statue. So what I want to say is, we also borrow, right, same concept from the West. So it is pity, actually, it is pity that so nowadays we Buddhists are accused of worshipper of idol, right? Idolatry, we are accused as idolatry. Actually, we are not, right? We are not. But what the Buddhists nowadays are doing is, actually, all right, they became like a idol worshipper, right? Idol worshipper. So what I want to say is, 5 years after Buddha passes away, there's no Buddha statue, right? We pay gratitude. Actually, we pay, how to say, our gratitude to the Dhamma, right? So in Mahaparinibbana Sutta, the Buddha said that you might think that if I passes away, you may think that there's no teacher anymore, right? But don't think in this way. The Dhamma will be your teacher when I am gone, right? Dhamma is very important, right? Don't look at the teacher. Look at the Dhamma, right? Look at the Dhamma. So this is the beauty of Buddhism. So Pali Canon therefore said that if someone becomes Sotapanna, he became non-believer. Non-believer. He became independent. Don't need to listen anyway, because he or she themselves, right? So they can depend on their own understanding. So they became non-believer, right? So importance for the Dhamma. Okay, so what I want to say is, as a Buddhist monk, so we have to practice a total restraint of sexual activities, especially sexual intercourse, right? Such restraint is called Brahmacariya, holy practice, or now we use celibacy, right? Literal translation is holy practice. Contrary to that, sexual intercourse is called Brahmacariya, right? Not only sexual intercourse, but also any type of sexual activity, sexual relationship, right? It's called Brahmacariya. As a lay person, if you are keeping a precept, normally full moon, new moon day, right? New moon day, you also have to refrain from any type of sexual activities, right? Sexual activities. But of course, as a samanera, they also have to refrain, right? Refrain from, just like a monk. Sensory desire, kamacchana, is one of the hindrances, nivarana, that block the way to jhana and nibbana. So the nivarana or hindrances block the way to jhana. If you want to attain jhana, so you have to get rid of sensory desires, right? Not only sexual relationship or sensuality, but also sensual desire, desire to eat, desire to see, or desire to hear, like this, right? So you have to, as long as you still have attachment, sensory desire, and you cannot attain jhana, right? Even in normal serenity, you cannot attain, right? If you have a sensory desire, let alone nibbana, right? For that reason, in the first sermon, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha advised the bhikkhus, the monks, to avoid two extremes. So the Buddha is talking to a group of 5 monks, right? Panchavaggiya. Here, the Buddha used the word papacitena na sevitapa. As a monk, as the one who go forth from home life to homeless life, as a monks and nuns, so have to avoid two extremes. Not for lay devotees, right? Not for lay devotees. The Buddha is giving advice to the monks, right? To the monks. So one of them is indulging in sensual pleasures. Indulging in sensual pleasures. So sexuality is regarded as a gross sensual pleasure, right? Sensual pleasures. The Buddha said that bhikkhus, those two extremes should not be followed by the one who have gone forth into homelessness, right? The pursuit of sensual pleasures, and also same modification practices, right? So these are two. So here what I want to point out is, as a Buddhist man, so we have to refrain from any type of sexual relationship or sexuality, right? Sexuality. It is a gross sensual pleasure. So next year, we will learn this soda, Dhammacakka Purana soda, very important one, right? So as a Buddhist, as the advanced Buddhist, I will say that, not normal one, advanced Buddhist, you should know this soda very well, right? Normal Buddhist is okay, you don't need to know. So one of the Christian priests one time asked Dalai Lama, what is emptiness? Dalai Lama said that, don't ask me, it is none of your business. The reason is, if he explained emptiness, and he will lose his faith to the God, right? So if we understand the nature of emptiness, we understand that there is no creator, right? For that reason, he said that, no, don't ask me, it's none of your business. He's very, very kind, eh? Very kind. Normally, Dalai Lama always said that he's not combating people, right? He's not combating people. He's combating from suffering to happiness, right? Like this. Okay. A pure celibate life. To lead a pure celibate life, just abstaining from engaging in sexual intercourse is not enough yet, right? To lead a pure celibate life. Here, I just want to compare, right? Two levels, right? Two levels. As a normal level, actually for the lay people, right? Even the lay people, you can you can observe a precept, right? But this is for another level. If someone wants to lead a pure celibate life, so abstaining from sexual intercourse is not enough. One must refrain from any form of sexual activities, the bodily, verbal, and mental thoughts as well. That's very important for the minds, right? For the minds. It is mentioned Methuna Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya, Sutta number 7, chapter 7, Sutta number 50. Page number 1037. Page number 1037. Actually, I have shared this sutta. I have already sent out this sutta, right? Anguttara Nikaya, chapter 7, sutta number 50. Page number 1037. So the name of the sutta is Methuna Sutta. Methuna actually means sexual intercourse. Just sexual intercourse, right? Here again, I want to apologize if my speeches are very rude. Huh? So sorry. Huh? So the word Methuna means literally means sexual intercourse. But this sort of provides the example of the activity that are connected with the sexual intercourse. So they are called the bonds of sexuality or the bonds of sexual intercourse, right? Mithuna Sanyoga. So as a the morality of the monk, so we have to refrain not only from sexual intercourse but also these one as well, the bonds of sexuality as well, right? So these are called, in Burmese we call it small mithuna, right? In Burmese we call it. And also according to this soda, so these are actually they are not actual sexual intercourse but connected with this, right? Connected with this. So there are 7 bonds of sexuality. According to this soda, they can be called the flaws or a celibate light, right? A Brahmin called Janusoni approached the Buddha and asked the question, does Master Gautama also claim to be one who lives celibate life, right? Celibate life. So actually, according to commentary, he thinks that the Buddha enjoying with the devas. The Buddha might enjoy, right? For that reason, he's asking. Some of the Brahmin, they also have to practice. They also have to refrain from any type of sexual activities, and to certain extent, certain age, right? Then only after their completion of the practice, they can get married. And the Buddha said that if someone say that who is leading a pure celibate life, who is free from the flaw of celibate life, you can tell me, right? Blessed one, right? Blessed one. The Buddha said the flaw of a celibate life, right? You can look at page number 1038. So the Brahmin want to know what are the flaws of celibate life, right? And the Buddha taught 7 bonds of sexuality. Sorry. Number one. Here Brahmin, some ascetic or Brahmin claiming to be perfectly celibate does not actually engage in intercourse with the women. There's no sexual intercourse, right? But he consents to being wrapped and massaged and bathed and kneel by the opposite sex, right? And they relish this and desires it and finds it satisfaction in it. Even though they do not have actual sexual intercourse, but they still have, they still consent, right, to being wrapped and massaged, and they like it, they desire it, right, and they find it satisfaction. So that is the first flaw of a celibate life. Okay, question. Please use the microphone.
Then what about when the monk is old and then the devotee, a lady devotee who is very skillful in massage, you know, and give the monk a good massage, a good rub, so that he can stand again, you know, to give a Dharma talk. Do you consider that a breach of the celibacy?
Very good question. The old monk, right? Old monk, a lady, a young or old? Any lady, I'm just joking, just joking. One and a half years ago, one of the most famous men in Myanmar, he is about 80 years old. He was blamed because of massage by the women. So the reason is, as you all know, he's 80 years old, and he visits United States. And normally, his disciples, especially the monks, they massage and knead, right? For him, he's very old, right? Well respected. So when he visits United States, together with other monks and men, two ladies, and then 2 or 3 ladies, and they just massage his foot, right? Many monks and many people criticize it. But of course, it's not good. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. As the Buddhist monks, no massage, no touching, right? Even your mother, right? Because sometimes we have to touch our mother sometime, right? Mother, as a mother, likely not to have a, sexual urge, right? Sexual urge. Anyway, as the one who follow winner rules, right? Strictly, they were not. Even a young lady, right? They were not touched. So I think it's very important to follow. Here, I want to share one story of two monks. I think you already know, right? You already know. Many of you, I think, already know it. So this story is used by Mahayana, I think, very often. 2 Buddhist monks, they are traveling. So that time, heavy rain. So when they arrive, they have to cross a very stream, right? A stream. They have to cross one stream. So by that time, a young lady is crying because she could not cross over the other shore, right? Then out of compassion, one of the monks carry her and send her to the other shore, right? So the lady very happy that the 2 monks proceed their journey. But the other man is angry, do not talk anything. So when they arrived at their monasteries, the other man told the one who helped the lady, "You no longer be a monk. I don't want to associate with you." So the man who helped the lady, who carried the lady, said that, "I keep the young lady nearby the stream, but you carry the lady up to now. You carry in your mind." It's a very beautiful story. But of course, I used to like it. But very dangerous as a Buddhist monk. No touching of the lady. But of course, actually Mahayanas are very smart. So they want to give a very beautiful stories. There are many other stories as well. But of course, we should help the lady, right? We should help the lady on that conditions. But those stories were used as an excuse. I think it's very dangerous. So those stories may be used as excuses, right? Excuses, very dangerous. But of course, in those conditions, we can help them, right? So without any gratification or desire in our heart. So there's no apathy, right? No guilty or no offense. But very dangerous. So now I want to say, I used to like it, but now I want to say I pinch of salt, I would say, right? I take it as a pinch of salt, right? A pinch of salt. I take it with a how to say very with a lot of cautious, right? Cautions, a lot of cautions, very dangerous. So for that reason, as I earlier said that that especially the Tibetan monks, so they are having a lot of bodily contact, right? Bodily contact with the lady. So there is one documentaries on the internet. The title is under the name of enlightenment. So in that documentaries, so one of the Tibetan monks, a very famous Tibetan monk, was accused of sexual cases. So because of they have a lot of, what I want to say is, as a Buddhist monk, so we have to refrain from any type of sexual activities, including massage. Okay.
Bhante, in modern society, massage and physiotherapy treatment are two different things. So if you're really sick, you have to go for treatment. Even the lady who does the massage is a qualified physiotherapist. I think that is okay. Like now, if a monk is sick, you can see a doctor. Happen to a lady doctor. You see?
Not good.
But then in this modern society now, you see, you cannot say that, I want to see a male doctor. But of course, the intention is that you are going there for a medical treatment, nothing else. But it happens that to be a lady doctor or such.
If possible, we have to choose male doctor, right? Male doctor. Last week, I went to immigration for my pass to extend my pass. So I'm very lucky that actually most of the staff in the immigrations are the lady. But one of the lady and the supervisor, she's very kind, and she how to say, give a special attention to the Buddhist monk. She knows that in Buddhist monk, and she arranged to the man staff, because we need to fingerprint, right? So they have to how to say, hold the hand, right? Hold the hand. Suppose a beautiful why are you laughing? I didn't say anything. If the lady is very beautiful, I might have desire, gratification. Then second grave of offense, right? So it's very important, right? Very important. So we have two type of karma in Bali. Two type of karma. The object of sensual pleasure. Number one, right? The object of sensual pleasures. So that means anything, right? Money and women, anything, right? So these are subject to attach, right? Subject to attach. Another one is defilement of the sensual pleasure. Defilement in our mind, right? Sometimes we might encounter, how to say, the touch of the opposite sex, right? If we don't have defilement in our mind, there's no offense, right? No offense. But we have to try our best not to touch, right? Not to touch anything, not only the lady, but also sense pleasure, anything, right? Anything. Two types. Both of them have to avoid. But if you say defilement, mind is very important, right? I think if you say, I think it is not a not a good excuse. It's not a reason, not good reason. As we all know that our mind is very, a lot of tendency in our mind, right? If the Uttu Karma or the object of sensual pleasure is very pleasant, right? Then likely to have a attachment, right? Likely to have an attachment. Okay. Question? No, right? Okay. So here, number one, even though someone refrains from sexual intercourse, but he consents or he desires a rubbing or massage or anything, right? Physical contact, right? Physical contact. It is the born of sensuality. We can call it small mithuna, right? Small sexual intercourse. According to Burmese tradition. According to Burmese tradition. Here, actually, then I will show you another soda later. No? Second, one jokes and play with the opposite sex. Actually, the soda said women, right? So here, both women for both men and men, right? Man and women, female and male, right? So we can apply this soda for both. One jokes and play with the opposite sex, amuse oneself with them, right? By way of talking, by way of physical contact, right? It's also a type of Mithuna Sanyoga, bones of sexuality, right? Sexuality. And that one is one gaze and stare straight into the eyes of the opposite sex, right? Very, very straight, right? Not normal looking, gaze. Stare at, right? Stare at. Because of the defilements in the mind, right? Because of lust in the mind. It's also, a type of sensuality, sexuality, right? Type of sexuality. And number 4, one listen to their voices behind a wall, through a rampart, as they laugh, talk, sing, and weep, right? Even the weeping, crying, or the care is very attractive for the man. For that reason, the first 5 Suttas of Anguttara Nikaya said that the appearance of the women, the voice, and the taste, the touch, smell of the women is the most enticing for men. And following 5 Suttas said that the appearance of a man and the voice, smell, and also taste, I don't know what is the taste, taste and touch of a man is the most attractive for women. That's very important, right? That's very important. So for that reason, even so when they're laughing, talking, singing, and weeping, it is enticing for the man, right? For the man. So if we have a gratification and desire, those voices, it is something connected with the sexual intercourse, right? Sexual intercourse. Okay. Next one recollects laughing, talking, and playing with the opposite sex in the past, right? That's also very obvious. If someone became a monk, right? So we can recollect, right? We can recollect. So as a 3 years old, I became a Samaniya. Not much experience. So I think no need to recollect, right? No need to recollect. Laughing, talking. But of course, for some monks who became a monk when they grow old, right? There are a lot of experiences. So when they remember what they have done in the past, right? That's also the bonds of sexuality. The next one is, one look at a householder son enjoying himself and furnished and endowed with the 5 causes of sensual pleasures. He desires it, he finds it gratification, and he wants to enjoy, same like them, right? That's also something connected with the sexuality, right? I think that is very important. The Buddha said that in another sutta, Umibaya. Umibaya in Pali is wave, right? So in that sutta, the Buddha said that if someone go to water, he might find 4 danger, 4 peril. Number 1, wave, right? Very dangerous. Number 2, crocodile. And number 3, the whirlpool, right? Whirlpool. And number 4 is a fierce fish. Very dangerous, very frightening fish, right? Dangerous fish. The first one, if someone becomes a Buddhist monk, especially when they grow old, when they are older, in terms of seniority, so they are junior to young people, right? If the young monk who is senior to him said that you shouldn't do it, so these are the rules laid out by the Buddha, you shouldn't speak in this way, it is not appropriate for the monks, right? So they may have a lot of, they may give a lot of instructions, right? A lot of guidance. Then the old monk who became a Buddhist monk and later became very angry. So actually here, wave me the angry and irritation, right? When a younger monk who is senior to him in terms of vasa, right? In terms of vasa, became very angry and irritated. So that is similar to wave. Crocodile. You don't eat this, it's not allowed. You don't eat in this way. You don't go to restaurant. Don't eat that meat, right? So it's regarding with the food, became very angry because he don't eat afternoon, right? If you eat afternoon, it's breaking with your rules because he can't tolerate, right? So he thinks that as when I'm in a lay person, I can eat whatever I like. Now a lot of restrictions, right? He likes food, right? So actually here, crocodile means food, right? So he cannot avoid dinner, and he cannot eat the food that is available on the table, right? So that is like a crocodile. Some monks, when they go out, they see householder or householder son, young boy, young girl, so they are enjoying sexual, 5 causes of sensual pleasures, right? They are enjoying life, right? They are enjoying life. Then he look at and he also want to enjoy those 5 causes of sensual pleasures, right? Then he disrobe. So actually here, 5 causes of sensual pleasures are just like a whirlpool, right? It will draw back to the lay life, right? So this is a, actually in that Sutta, the Buddha is talking many of the 4 reasons, right? Why somebody became, why somebody disrobe, right? Became disrobe. And the last one is a, like a, Wapu, another one is a, sorry? Oh, fierce fish, right? Fear fish. So that is a women. So somebody go out and see the women, right? Then he have his mind perfect lust, right? Attachment, then he disturbed because of the women, right? So these are the reasons, 4 reasons the Buddha gave. But of course, many other reasons as well. But most reason the man's disrobe is because of opposite sex or women. Another one, because of 5 causal sensual pleasures. These are 2 causes, right? These are 2 causes. So when I was very young, I feel very sorry seeing that one of my brother man, and he disturbed because he couldn't memorize the Jaga Soda. So one of the prayers, he couldn't memorize that soda, the Jaga Soda from the prayers, right? He disturbed. So I think he gave lame excuse. So at the time I was very young. So I also, why he disturbed, right? Why he disturbed? And he gave the reason because he cannot memorize that soda. So actually that soda is not difficult, very easy if we know how to memorize. So if we know the meaning, if we know how to memorize, right? So there are many reasons. What I'm going to say is just joking. There's one lame excuse, right? He gave. So many of them, they disturb because of the opposite sex. Another one is because of 5 causes of sensual pleasures, right? So I think that so in Myanmar, we are suggested as a Buddhist monk, we have 2 dangers, 2 perils. Number 1 is sensual pleasures, right? Just like this one, sensual pleasures. Another one is the women. So these 2 are the salt, right? Salt. That way K in life for a monk, right? Life for a monk. Sorry? These are 2 salt, right? That way cat, that way K, the life of a monk, right? So in regard to those things, especially sensual pleasures and then the women, right? So we have to take care not to influence by those ones, right? Then likely to disturb. Recently, one of my friends, over 30 years, we study Sri Lanka together. We study master degree in Sri Lanka together. And he is writing PhD thesis. And later he moved to United States. And recently he posted an article in Facebook. Disturb. He said that he dare not to tell his devotees and his teachers that he expressed his apology through the social media. But he's still using his name. So I think because of this one, or the power of Wapu, or maybe fierce fish. do not know, right? So actually it's not really easy. These are two salt, right? Two salt that were came life of a monk, right? Number 7, one lives spiritual life aspiring for a rebirth in a certain aura or devas, thinking that by this virtue of behavior, observance, austerity, and spiritual life, I will be a deva or one in retinue of the devas. Very subtle, right? If someone is living as a Buddhist monk and nuns, hoping that if or she died, they will go to heaven, right? They will go to heaven. That is also a type of the bonds of sexuality, right? The bonds of sexuality. So if we, so I think it's very subtle one, right? This one, right? Even you cannot practice, you shouldn't, not you cannot, you shouldn't lead a celibate life hoping that you will go to heaven, right? You will go to heaven. So there are some, even for my late master, and he went to, was born in the two-seater heaven, not because to enjoy sensual pleasure there, but because he went to listen the Dhamma taught by Buddha to be, right? Buddha to be. And there is one of the one famous Buddhist monk, a very famous one, who can memorize Tipitaka, Pali Canon, who can memorize Pali Canon, and it is said that he also won a rebirth in the two-seater heaven, not to enjoy sensual pleasures, but to listen the Dhamma, right? In the Dhamma. But here, to enjoy sensual pleasures, right? Then if I die, I will go to heaven, right? Even this one, stay connected with sexuality, right? Sexuality. As a Buddhist monk, we have to refrain from that, right? Okay, so here, my point here is, as a lay person, it's perfectly all right to enjoy sensual pleasures, even to enjoy sexual intercourse with your partner, perfectly all right, right? Perfectly all right. But if you are keeping a precept, so you have to refrain from any type of sexual activities. As a Buddhist monks and nuns, totally, right? Totally refrain from. Now let's go to another one. Taking intoxicants, right? Drinking alcohol. Like this, very, I think, important topic for us. So we are always observing 5 precepts, right? This is among the 5 precepts. Sudameriya Majjapamadatthana. In Bali, it means indulging in liquor, wine, intoxicants, the basis for heedlessness. So this is translated by Bhikkhu Bodhi. Normally, almost my translation are Bhikkhu Bodhi, translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi, because I like it. Very reliable, very reliable. If there is no translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi, then I look at different translations. Sometimes I use my own one. I use my own one because it is important to, how to say, stick to the original meaning, right? But here, Bhikkhu Bodhi one, Sudameriya Majjapamadatthana means indulging in liquor, wine, and intoxicants, the basis for heedlessness, right? Actually, this is very important. Intoxicants, the basis for heedlessness. Here, Sura is translated as a liquor. Mereya translated as a wine. Matcha translated as a intoxicants. Pamadatthana, the basis for heedlessness. So we have to understand what by what translations. Otherwise, you will not get the meaning behind this moral conduct, right? Moral conduct. So here, any type of intoxicant such as drug, opium, alcohol, etc., which is the basis of heedlessness, right? Heedlessness can also be added into Majja Pamadatthana. Majja Pamadatthana, right? Sura is liquor or alcohol. Mereya is a wine. Majja Pamadatthana. Majja means intoxicants. Pamadatthana, the base of heedlessness. So if you drink alcohol, you lost your mindfulness. You lost your stable mind, right? Stable mind. That is a very important message behind, right? How about smoking? Smoking, what do you think? You say yes? Anyone? No? Anyone no? Some people say no. So I think smoking, do you think that smoking make you heedlessness? I think smoking, I did not. But of course, as a Buddhist monk, we have to refrain, right? For lay person, okay, right? Maybe it can be intoxicant, right? Addicted to that, right? Addicted to that. Smoking, as a Buddhist monk, is not a big issue in Myanmar. But smoking in Sri Lanka, very big issue. If a monk in Sri Lanka smoke, the devotee will not like it at all. So they have to go in the room quietly to smoke. But in Myanmar, even the devotee, they offer secret in the food offering, right? So it's very different, how to say, different tradition, right? But of course, it's better not to smoke, right? Not to smoke. Here is very interesting. Sura Mereya is not stated as akusala kammapata, the cause of unwholesome actions. So when you look at actually Sura Mereya, Majja Pamadatthana is connected with the body, right? So we have only 3 types of unwholesome bodily actions: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, right? But here, taking intoxicants or drinking alcohol or wine, not mentioned, right? Not stated as the cause of unwholesome actions. More surprisingly, it is also not found in the Brahmacariya Sutta, where many types of Sila are mentioned, right? For that reason, some scholars, they take it as an excuse. It is surprising that some of the conference and even the Buddhist scholar, they drink. It's very disgusting. Some conference, so they stay in the hotel, they enjoy, and they drink alcohol. So actually, it's very bad. Buddhist scholar, so-called Buddhist scholar, I would say that, right? Buddhist scholars. So someone who is teaching, someone who is as a Buddhist, so-called Buddhist scholar, so they should have to, right? The 9 quality of the Buddha, Vajja Charana, right? Vajja means knowledge. Charana means practice. Knowledge and practice have to come together, right? Have to come hand in hand. But here, in the Brahmacariya Sutta, so many type of silas are mentioned, right? So here, drinking alcohol or taking intoxicants are not mentioned, right? But in the 5 precepts, right? 5 precepts, very, very important. So the reason is, actually, I just want you to know from the academic point of view, right? Academic, because many scholars point out this one, not because of they want to take it excuse, but because they want to show that these are interesting facts, right? Interesting facts. Why? So there is actually here, even the commentator, they do not give the reason. The second commentator, the second commentator here, number 1, Pali Canon, right? Pali Canon is the teachings of the Buddha and teachings of the same great disciples of the Buddha, right? Pali Canon. The commentary define the difficult terms and also difficult concept from the Pali Canon commentary. But such commentaries trying to clarify the difficult terms and difficult concept from commentaries, right? That is third level, right? Third level. But this one is mentioned by such commentators. Having the same nature, Surameya is added into Kamesumechachara. Very important one. Added into Kamesumechachara. For that reason, so when we define the meaning of Kamesumechachara, I give you the literal translation of that term, right? Practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures, right? Very important to know. The literal meaning of Kamesumechachara, practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures. But of course, in the suttas, it just mentioned is sexual relationships outside of marriage, right? Outside of marriage. But here, if we take it literally, practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures, right? Both of them, both of them is Surameya as well as Kamesumechachara, right? So both of them are indulging oneself in sensual pleasures in a wrong way, right? In a wrong way. Both Surameya as well as Kamesumechachara, so they are a type of practice or practicing in a wrong way in sensual pleasures, right? Sensual pleasures. For that reason, so we have to understand based on literal meaning, right? If boyfriend and girlfriend, right? So we have to be faithful, right? Ethically. So if one is having an affair with many partners, right? I think we can call it sexual misconduct, right? Sexual misconduct under the literal definition of Kamesumechachara. Practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures. But here it's very important. Sexual misconduct is by touch, right? By way of touching with the body. But Surameya is by way of taste, right? Normally, our turn is to enjoy food, right? So eating food, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. But you drink, right? Then you drink. Then you indulge in sensual pleasures, right? You indulge in sensual pleasures. So it became Surameya Majapamada, it became Kamesu Majachara, right? Practicing in the wrong way in sensual pleasures. So for that reason, Surameria is not stated as a unwholesome actions, right? The cause of unwholesome action is not stated in the Sila Kanda, right? Sila Kanda, but it is a set commentary said that having the same nature, right? So that means practicing in a wrong way in sensual pleasures, having the same nature. So Surameria is added into Kamesu Majachara, right? Kamesu Majachara. Surameria by taste and Kamesu Majachara by touch, right? How about if we are using ingestion, drug ingestion, right? By way of touch, right? By way of touch. But if you're drinking alcohol, it is taste, right? It is taste. I want to share one story, not my own one. One of the notorious monks, I will say that. He's famous, but many monks do not like him. So actually, the way he writes and the way he expresses his opinion is very clear. For that reason, I normally read his book. Then I got a lot of how to say, different point of view. So, but of course, some of his opinions are very misleading. It's dangerous for the novices, for those who don't have a deep understanding about the Buddha, teachings of the Buddha. Actually, it is shared by him. Actually, normally he go around the country, many places. He don't have any possessions. His life is very free and easy, no attachment. And he one time he went to Tibet. Actually, Tibet and northern part of Myanmar are Bora area, right? Then he go there and visit Tibetan villages, right? Villages. So this is a story from those places. So in those places, very remote and very poor. For that reason, there's no monks. Monks are not living there. But occasionally, some monks, some Tibetan monks come and visit. So there's no monasteries. So it is said that in that area, the monks get married. For them, they don't need monasteries. So when they come to that region, in one village, one of the widow taught to the head of the village, if a man come to our village, talk to me, then I will provide accommodation for him. So one time, the Tibetan man came, and she said that, I have 3 offerings for you. 3 offerings for you. Number 1, you can take, you can have a sexual relationship with me. And she said that, right? Number 1, sex. Number 2, I have a sheep, and you can kill and eat his flesh, right? Number 2. Number 3, I have a lot of alcohol. You can drink it, right? 3 offerings. So the man said that. So these 3 are not allowable for monks. Having sex, not allowed. Killing sheep, not allowed. Then drinking alcohol, not allowed. But he think that it is not nice to receive her offering. Therefore, he take it the last one. He think that drinking alcohol is not a serious one. Then he accept drinking alcohol, his offering of drinking alcohol. Then he drink, and he drink. at the end, he lost his consciousness. He doesn't know what he is doing, right? Then story said that he have sex with that lady, and also he killed the sheep. Then he commit 3 because of drinking alcohol. So for that reason, drinking alcohol is very serious in Buddhism, right? If you drink, you lose your consciousness, you lose your mindfulness, you will do all unwholesome things, right? So for that reason, I want to share one story, the beginning of alcohol. Actually, today I didn't no time to share all the story, but you can read Kumbha Jātaka. Jātaka number 512, right? A very interesting story. So the beginning of the story of alcohol. And you can read this, that Jātaka. So actually, in that Jātaka, one of the hunter, his name is Sila. Sila, his name. He's a hunter. He usually go to forests, Himalayan regions, to find out, to kill enemies, right? And also to bring some fruit like this. One day, so in the Himalaya regions, there is one big tree. So there is 3 branches, right? 3 branches. So at the center of those branches, there is a hole, very big hole. So when it rains, the water go into that hole, right? That hole. So there are some trees, and the fruit of those trees drop into the hole. So there is a paddy field nearby, and some birds, so they take the paddy, they take a rice, right? They take a rice and they eat on the trees, but some of the rice fall into that hole, right? When the water, when the sun is very hot, the water heat up, right? The water in the hole, it became hot and heated. So the color became red, right? So the Sura, a hunter, usually go in the Himalaya forest. So normally he saw some bird and drink the water from that hole, then they fall down at the foot of the tree. Then for some time they are sleeping on the ground. Then after some time they flew back. So also many birds, even the monkey, right? And because of the thirsty, they drink that water from that hole. Then they drop on the ground. They lost their consciousness. Then after a while, they wake up. So the hunter saw that the happening, right? Then he think that if it is a poison, they must die, but they became alive again, right? Just for a while. Then for that reason, he went to taste it, right? He tried it, he tasted it, then he fell on the ground. Then he liked it, right? Then he tried again. Then he liked the taste, right? He began drink it and fall on the ground. And later he killed the bird and make it as a his food, right? Then he drink alcohol. It became alcohol. Actually, according to Jataka story, so this is the beginning of alcohol. The one who find out the method, alcohol is called Sura. Sura Medeya Maja Pamadatana. The first one, his name is Sura. There is another hermit nearby that he bring the alcohol to the hermit. They drink together and they became addicted to that. So they know that this is not a poison, it is a very good drink, right? So they bring the alcohol to the nearby country, and the whole country also corrupted. So they addicted to the alcohol, and they go to another country, the whole country corrupted. So later they go to the country, it's called Savati. So the king know that they can make alcohol, right? He gave all the ingredients. Then later the king mistaken that they are formulating how to say the poison for him. For that reason, he killed Sura and hermit, right? Both of them by beheading. So this is they are gone, right? So later, the king find out that it is not a poison, it is a alcohol, right? So he is making special arrangement, special festival, thinking that they will drink alcohol. Then the Deva king Saka came down, right? And he talked to the king. So the disadvantages of drinking alcohol. So there are many verses in the Jataka, maybe about 50 verses. So this one is one of them. He is talking to the kings and the people. Having drank liquor, one commit evil deeds by action, by speech, and by thought. Having committed evil deeds, one go to hell. Clear? He's talking to them. The king of the Saka, the king of heaven, is talking to the admonition, right? To the king and the people. So after drinking alcohol, one commit evil deed by action, by speech, and by thought, just like a Tibetan monk, right? Having committed evil deed, one go to hell. Bind this pot, fill with the liquor. He came there, he go there, and bring in the bottle of alcohol. And he is selling the alcohol. He is advertising his good, right? His alcohol. Then now here, this is the alcohol. This is the bottle of alcohol filled, right? Then you can drink it. After drinking, you will do a lot of hours and actions. Then you will go to hell. You can buy this one. So the king of Deva is very good at salesman, right? Good salesman. So from that time onward, the king realized that drinking alcohol is not good, right? So then he break down all the pot, and so the country became very stabilized, right? Here, Kumbha Jātaka, Jātaka number 512, want to give information that actually there are a lot of disadvantages. So this is only one of them. One of them. After drinking alcohol, you were abused to your parents, to your children, like this, right? You will commit killing like this. So this is one of the we can call it the history of alcohol, right? Very interesting. And regarding with the alcohol, you can read this sutta also, Raja Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya. So in that sutta, the Buddha said that for one who have drink alcohol, likely to commit other unwholesome actions, just like a killing, just like a sexual misconduct, telling lie, like this, right? Taking what is not given. So in that sutta, the Buddha talk about it, right? So here, I think drinking alcohol is very serious, right? If you drink, you lose your consciousness, you lose your mindfulness, and you are likely to do unwholesome actions by body, by speech, and by mind, right? So it's important not to drink. The result of drinking, if you drink, and if you repeatedly do it, and develop and cultivate it, and you will, it will produce overplaying, rebirth and overplaying, right? But at minimum, it will conduce to madness, right? Madness. This is from Docharita Vipaka Sutta, the result of alcohol, right? Okay, so I think for other negative and positive part of alcohol, we can study next week, especially the question and answer, right? If you want to know about, some people think that if you are taking medicine, sometimes the medicines are, produced with the alcohol, right? Is it breaking Vinaya like this, right? So I think we will study next week. Okay, so let's call it a day. Sorry for taking extra time, because we have to finish this. Yo varatam bhavaro manu jesu sakyamuni bhagavakata kecho aragato bala viriya samangi tam sukatam saranathamupemi ragavi ragamaninjamasokan dhammama sangata mapatikulan marurami mambaguna suvipatan dhammami mansaranathamupemi yathacha nama apalamahu chatusu susisu bodhisayugesu atacha bogala dhammadasate sangami mansara nathamupemi satu satu satu. Good night, everyone.
Brothers and sisters, can I have attention, please? Sorry to interrupt.